Hello, and welcome to my midlife crisis. I thought, honestly, when I spent 7 years devoting almost all of my free time to novels written for Japanese teenagers, that was my midlife crisis. And then when I took a break from that and then spent all of 2024 doing gameplay videos on the channel, I thought maybe this is my midlife crisis. Um, Nothing really prepared me for the actual midlife crisis, the sense of disappointment, the sense of not being able to accept where you are in your life, this desire, this burning desire to change something up, to radically alter the course of your future, and yet just being too damn tired to do anything about it and just lacking total motivation, which death spirals into this cesspool of depression and self-loathing. Like, it's really shitty to be 51 years old and think to yourself, like, I really just have no idea who the hell I actually am or who I want to be when I grow up. In any case, here I am, 6 months away from YouTube, and the first video I'm going to post is me whining about being 51 and having an identity crisis. But I think it's important to say that off the bat because I have realized a couple of things about myself, and maybe that's part of the point of this video, is not only to document for myself in the future, but even for anybody who actually bothers to watch this, and I don't blame you if you don't want to, because who the hell am I? But I've realized some things about myself, and they were hard truths to actually sort of put together, but I found them in surprising ways, and I found them in ways that I kind of kick myself that I never went to earlier. So about 7 months ago, my spouse says to me, I've always been kind of curious about doing TTRPGs. And we'd been going to this game board cafe, and they were offering like this sort of one session, little D&D campaign. And so we decided to do it. We decided to sign up, and we enjoyed it enough that we've ended up joining a group of people, and we're playing every other week, and we have been for months now. And it is so funny to me that something that I tried when I was a kid, like we're talking 40 years ago, that I thought was kind of neat, but I just didn't understand it enough. And there really weren't a group of people around me enough to actually make it work. But this thing that I had tried as a kid and thought was cool, but didn't get into, that now coming back to it as an adult just seemed to all of a sudden unlock a lot of things for me. All of a sudden I was like, I'm having fun, like actual fun. I didn't quite realize just how much I wasn't having fun until I started having fun. I also realized that I've wanted to get back to doing something creative. And I am just filled with all these crazy ideas pulling me in 18 different ways. Like, I want to get back to writing. I wrote a 4-novel series. And then just really did nothing with it. In fact, funny enough, I've done almost 1,000 videos on this channel, and I literally think on my two hands I can count the number of times I've mentioned this book series. It's The Bleeding Worlds, by the way. Justus R. Stone. You can find it wherever you buy books. I'm not going to say it's the greatest thing that's ever been written, but some people have liked it, and I'm proud of myself that I managed to actually do it. But I've thought about getting back to writing. I've always wanted to learn how to draw. I have wanted to do more creative things with video here on YouTube. I have a bachelor in fine arts and music. Like all of these things, but for some reason I've just not really been able to get back to them. And then D&D comes along. And in talking about the campaign with my spouse afterwards and, some of the people that we're playing with and stuff, I started realizing that taking like a little nugget of an idea, that a piece of inspiration, I was really able to build on it and suss it out in a way that I frustratingly have not been able to do with writing for a long time. That I can't take an idea and make it enough of an idea to actually write something. And so I realized that maybe what the issue here is that I need a starting point. I can't start with a blank page. I also had to accept the fact that I am no good at doing the work. It's a hard thing to accept, but it's like, yeah, I am in love with the idea of drawing. I would love to draw. And honestly, if I had just shut up and done the work years ago when I first felt like I wanted to learn how to draw, I would probably be able to draw right now. But I find it so intimidating, and I feel so quickly like I doubt myself and I will never, ever get to a point that I'm happy with, that I just give up almost right out of the gate. And I noticed that with me with a lot of things, particularly creative endeavors. And so I guess what I'm saying is that like coming back to YouTube now, I'm thinking that I want to use this as an opportunity to push myself to do the work. I want to explore. I want to try things out. Something that I picked up recently that I am going to be using here on the channel. Hold on a moment. I try and... This video is not sponsored, by the way. But it's the Lore Masters deck from the Story Engine, which apparently, I did not know this, but they are a Canadian company, which I thought was kind of cool because I'm a Canadian guy. But basically, I will cover this more in another video, but essentially they have cards that have to do with like characters, and it's essentially just an idea pack to build out a story, and it can help you build out characters, build out the world, stuff like that. And I thought, maybe this and things like this are the key. Maybe I have to stop beating myself up that I can't just start from the blank page, and finding those tools that allow me to have a bit of a kickstart and not feel bad about using them. And I hope that maybe some of you will follow along on this journey. I hope that there will be a journey, that I won't just post this video and be like, oh, that's great. That's awesome. Look at me. I've made a start, and then just do nothing. Because that's a big me thing to do too. I love the idea of one day doing it, but actually getting there is a struggle. And I'm really not sure how to overcome that, because it feels like that has been the story of my life. And it's like, how do you break that 50 years of habit? Like, how do you do that? And I guess too, like, it just scares me at this point, because like my dad died of cancer at 65. I'm like, I don't even, I'm like, even if I have the same run as my dad, it's like, shit, I don't even get another half of the years that I've already let go to try and do something better. And my God, even if I do, that'll put me at 75. God, who knows what I'll be like at 75? It's probably just some like, even if I live that long, I'll probably be some freaking dementia-addled pissing and pooping myself all day, just being a pain in everybody's ass. I can see that happening. So it kind of makes you feel like, man, the time is ticking. And if you don't make a change now, like you're just not going to. And I don't want to like have that be my legacy. I mean, I don't, I'm just an average dude. I'm nobody. I'm not going to have like some legacy, but I don't want to be laying on that bed in my last moments and think, shit, if only I had followed through on that YouTube video I recorded. Anyway, I'm just here talking. I really didn't plan this out. I just kind of decided that I wanted to do something and make a change. And it felt like this was maybe the right place to post that. And like I said, maybe nobody will watch this. And that'll just be for me. It'll just be a video that I can look back one day and be like, oh, you stupid, poor, aspirational idiot. You did nothing. Or maybe I'll be like, wow, look at this thing that you built that, started from rolling some dice. Actually, that's something I'd really like to do too, is like do an actual campaign, like build a campaign. Although I've been really looking into the Dagger Heart system from Critical Role, and it fascinates me. I think the thing that I've come to realize is that I love stories. I've always loved stories. I mean, this seems like kind of an obvious thing, given that I've read books, written stories, played video games that are almost all just stories. Like I hardly ever just play a game that has no story. It's just a game. But I love like the collaborative and completely unpredictable nature of the TTRPG story. Like we have a cleric in our group who rarely acts like a cleric. We all joke that if he can find a way to set things on fire, he will. Or steal or I mean, he's super entertaining. I love it. Like, don't get me wrong, but it just makes things so unpredictable. And we're kind of all a little bit like that. And it's so interesting to me, this collaborative storytelling. So I've sat here saying like, I want to draw, I want to write, I want to do a D&D campaign. I mean, stupid me, I want to do a video game. I want the world, internet. I want it all. I want to be one of those incredibly multifaceted, multi-talented people. And I really think that instead I'll probably be one of those dudes who did a mediocre thing on a bunch of different shit that makes no sense whatsoever. But, the thing about games, I'm going off on tangents. I do apologize, but it's been a while. But like, there's a game on the channel. It's a series that I played called Hello Charlotte. And actually, it's kind of interesting because Hello Charlotte's been the first game. I recorded that a while back, but for some reason, it seems to be getting a lot more views recently. It's kind of strange, but cool all at the same time. It's done by an independent artist, who it's a very simplistic game in terms of the actual interactive gaming part of it. It's built on like RPG Maker. The models aren't, super complex or anything, but it's very much a vehicle for like a sort of a visual novel style story as well. And the story is crazy, wild, cool, convoluted. But I really loved it. And it really made me think once again, this is once again another way to tell a story. Another way to bring the audience into the story and have them interact with the story. And I guess in some ways that's similar to this, what I'm saying about D&D and TTRPGs, is this whole idea of a collaborative experience, that the story isn't just something that you're passively having told to you. You have to interact with that story to actually get it to progress. And I like that idea. I really do. It's just getting myself to the point where I actually have something that I can do it with. Um, I guess I got to start writing some stories first. Start at the beginning, dum-dum. But this is my problem, right? See, I always jump ahead. It's like, I'm going to make a video game. It's like, dude, you can't code. You have no art skills. You have no story to even make a game. Like, what are you thinking, doughhead? But I feel like I want to be ambitious. It's just trying to find that sweet spot of ambition that's doable, so I don't just continue the death spiral of inactivity leading to nothing, being no results, leading to feelings of inadequacy, blah, blah, blah. So, anyway, hello, YouTube. It's been a while. About 7 months at this point, I guess. Which, wow, that's a long time, but not my longest break ever on YouTube, but certainly one of them. And what's funny is that at this point, I really just don't know what to expect. I may just record a really bunch of stuff here, just kind of record the journey, use these cards, make up some stories with them, record that, record myself struggling to do something with those stories. Document the journey, document life. I even got like a cheap little like gimbal that I can use my phone with so that I can actually get out of this basement. I realized, like, when I bought the gimbal and I started thinking like, oh, I would take this to like a con, or I would take it to like, within our area, like, a 1 to 2 hour drive of us, there's a couple of like outdoor steampunk festivals and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, I could take that. And I started thinking about this, and I realized, like, I have recorded almost 1,000 videos for YouTube over the past almost 14 years. And I have never once posted a video where I was outside of the house or outside of a building. I've done 2 videos where I was at a convention. I've done, I think, 2 videos where I was in my living room. And then every other video has been me in this basement. Maybe that's one of the reasons that I just keep walking away from YouTube. This room is, there's some cool stuff in this room, but it is small and cramped and filled like with a whole bunch of crap that I keep below camera level so you can't see how embarrassing it is. And I don't think it does anything for my mental health being in a dungeon for a long time. But it's served me well, though. I will give it that, and certainly I'm still going to be sitting here sometimes talking stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to say hello and kind of give an update and just talk a lot of stupid crap to the void. And, if any of you have watched this, I thank you. Thank you. It always used to surprise me that people would watch like my reviews and stuff like that and actually gave a crap about what I had to say. It also put pressure on me to not be a complete asshole about things and to try and be a reasonable reviewer, because I respected the fact that, there will always be people that like things I don't. But it was really wild to me, that people would watch stupid old me. And here I am, being even stupider, being even older. And posting something that I don't think there's any worth to it to anyone other than me. But maybe, I don't know. Maybe you feel the same way. Maybe you're at a point in your life where you're like, man, I just need a change. I need to do something different. And it's so easy to feel trapped, like God, especially like at this age where you've got a mortgage and kids and dogs and stuff to support. And it's like, man, it's not like I can just quit my job and start over again. You know, sometimes I've looked at job postings and I'm like, man, I would love to do that job, but it's an entry level position. And I know there's no way that I could ever support my family on it. And so I'm just like, yeah, a different me, different life, maybe. And I am sure I'm not the only one who feels that way. So let's take a journey together and see where we end up. And at the end of the day, you know what I've been finding is just go back to things that made you happy. As adults, it seems sometimes that we really leave behind the things that made us happy as kids. But there are ways to engage with those things as adults. And it's like, man, we just seem to forget that sometimes. And I mean, at the end of the day, who gives a shit anyway? If you're old enough to afford it, buy yourself a Lego set for God's sake. Man, especially like some of those things. See, Lego. See, now Lego is the thing that's really awesome. Although I can't justify Lego. It's kind of outside of my price range. Plus, I want to feel like I'm creating something like myself. Not that I'm just building something that somebody else did for me. Although I suppose, with Lego, you can build your own stuff. Crazy stuff. Man, the things some people build, I'm just like, pow. Can't believe it. Anyway, I'm going off on tangents. I'm going all over the place. But I guess at the end of the day, something that I'm constantly trying to say to myself is that, just don't beat yourself up. Just accept where you are and know that sometimes, yeah, you are just tired. Or yeah, there's been a lot and you just need to be proud of yourself that you're still here and that you still have been a reasonable enough adult that, your family's not homeless, everybody's fed. And that, I mean, God, that's getting harder and harder to accomplish. I mean, yeah, like I don't, if we hadn't bought this house like 16 so years ago, we wouldn't be able to buy a house now. Yeah, it's crazy. But that's a whole other discussion to be had. In any case, thank you so much for watching. And I hope you're not too disappointed that I'm back and that the first thing that I post is this hot mess of whatever it is. But I just want to be real, I just want something tangible. I think that's one of the reasons I'm liking TTRPGs as well, is because like it's real. It's real experiences with real people, rolling dice, you've got pens and paper and everything else. Like it in this world that's just been so crazy and so digitized, and now you can't even tell what the hell is real and not real. Like fucking AI just creating mass hallucinations for us as a public. Like it just, I don't know. I guess that's why I was thinking, you know what? I'm just going to try and be me and just try and find my way through all of this idiocy and try to be happy. And you're welcome along for the job. God, I can't even speak. Getting near the end of the video and now I'm tripping over my words. That's awesome. Anyway, I hope you'll be along for the journey. So if you're still here, thank you. Thank you for watching. And I hope I can give you something of actual worth as we go. Anyway, bye bye for now.